The global chessboard has just entered the red zone. President Trump has issued a final ultimatum. Iran has 10 to 15 days to accept a new deal or face the full might of American steel. With an attack potentially imminent, today we reveal exactly what is being deployed. The order has been given. We are witnessing the largest military mobilization in the Middle East since the 2003 invasion of Iraq, from the USS Gerald R. to the saturation of Muwafaq Salti Air Base with stealth fighters. This is not a drill. It's the start of a massive campaign. Get ready. This is what's at stake. Forget every piece of propaganda you've heard about coastal defenses or regional superiority. What is unfolding right now in the Middle East is a masterclass in global power projection. The Pentagon hasn't just sent ships. They have officially locked the entire Iranian coastline into a dual-carrier naval pincer. This is a strategic checkmate maneuver that hasn't been deployed at this lethality level since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. To the west, dominating the waters of the Red Sea, sits the crown jewel of the U.S. Navy, the USS Gerald R. This is not just a carrier, it is a 100,000-ton nuclear-powered sovereign territory of the United States. And to the east, sealing the exit of the Arabian Sea, the USS Abraham Lincoln has taken its battle station. Together, they have turned the waters surrounding Iran into a high-pressure kill zone. We are looking at a combined strike force of over 150 elite combat aircraft, fully fueled, armed with live ordnance, and rotating 24/7. We are talking about a relentless swarm of F/A-18 Super Hornets and the carrier variant F-35Cs, all synchronized for a massive wave attack. But the real nightmare for Tehran isn't just the number of planes, it's how fast they can get into the air. The USS Gerald R. features the EMALS technology, the electromagnetic aircraft launch system. Unlike the old-school steam catapults that need time to recharge, EMALS uses magnetic pulses to sling jets into the sky. The result? The Ford can launch its strike packages 25% faster than any other carrier on the planet. Think about the tactical nightmare this creates for Iranian radar operators. While their defenses are struggling to track the first wave of 20 jets, the Ford has already catapulted a second and third wave before the enemy even knows what hit them. It's a conveyor belt of destruction that never stops. Escorting these giants is a wall of at least 9 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, each packed with the Aegis combat system. These ships are designed to swat any incoming Iranian swarm drones or anti-ship missiles out of the sky like flies. Trump hasn't just moved a fleet, he has parked a mobile, invincible air force on Iran's front porch. If Tehran blinks, they won't just see the sky fall, they will hear the deafening scream of 150 engines coming for their command centers all at once. The fuse is lit, the carriers are in position, and the hammer is ready to drop. While the world's cameras are locked onto the massive flight decks of the carriers, the real Day Zero threat is lurking in total silence beneath the waves. This is the Tomahawk Swarm, and it represents the most lethal opening move in the United States military playbook. If the carriers are the hammer, then the guided missile submarines and destroyers are the invisible scalpel designed to decapitate the Iranian regime before they even know they are at war. Currently, at least 9 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, the most combat-proven surface combatants on Earth, and a shadow fleet of Ohio-class guided missile submarines have locked their fire control systems onto high-priority Iranian coordinates. This is what the Pentagon calls massive salvo capacity. Just one of these Ohio-class submarines is essentially a submerged warehouse of death. It doesn't carry nuclear warheads, it carries something much more precise, up to 154 Tomahawk land attack missiles. That is more raw firepower than most entire nations' navies can dream of. When you combine these submarines with the 9 destroyers currently patrolling the Gulf, the U.S. Navy has an immediate salvo capacity of over 300 cruise missiles ready to launch in a single synchronized wave. Why is this so terrifying? Because the Tomahawk is a terrain-hugging missile. It doesn't fly high where radars can see it. It flies low, following the curves of the Iranian mountains and valleys, masking its signature until the very last second. In the first 60 minutes of a conflict, these 300 missiles are programmed for a saturation attack. The goal is simple: total blindness. The Tomahawks will strike the S-300 and advanced Bavar-373 radar sites, fry the electrical grids, and vaporize the command and control bunkers in Tehran. This happens without a single American pilot even taking off. It is an automated, high-precision erasure of Iran's ability to fight back. Before the first Iranian air defense officer can even press the alarm button, their entire network will be a smoking crater. The U.S. has turned the Persian Gulf into a massive, submerged launch pad. While Tehran scans the horizon for planes, the real threat is already underwater, silent, and just one go code away from deleting their entire military infrastructure from the map. The swarm is coming, and it is invisible. While the Tomahawks are busy erasing the surface world, the real terror is already cruising at 50,000 feet, completely invisible to the human eye and the most advanced Russian-made sensors. This is the 5th-generation stealth supremacy, and it is the spearhead designed to pierce the heart of the Iranian regime. Right now, the Pentagon has moved a massive concentration of F-22 Raptors and F-35 Lightning IIs into forward strike bases that are just minutes away from Tehran's doorstep. We aren't just talking about a few jets. We are seeing a total saturation of the theater. The U.S. has turned Muwafaq Salti in Jordan and Ovda in Israel into the most lethal airfields on the planet. The F-22 Raptor, the undefeated king of the skies, has one mission: total air dominance. It is there to hunt down any Iranian pilot brave enough to take off. But the real door kicker is the F-35 Lightning II. The F-35 isn't just a plane, it's a flying supercomputer. Its job is suppression of enemy air defenses, or SEAD. Iran is banking its survival on the S-300 and the indigenous Bavar-373 missile systems, believing they are an impenetrable wall. But for a fleet of F-35s, these radars are just glowing targets on a screen. Using advanced electronic warfare and radar-absorbent materials, these stealth fighters can fly right through Iran's impenetrable air defense bubble without ever appearing on a screen. By the time an Iranian radar operator sees a blip, it's because the F-35 has already opened its internal weapons bay and released a precision-guided SDB, small-diameter bomb, directly into their control van. This is called opening the door. Once the F-22s and F-35s have blinded the country by vaporizing their surface-to-air missiles, the door is officially open for the heavy bombers and non-stealth fighters to move in and finish the job. Tehran is currently staring at empty radar screens, but the reality is far more terrifying. The Ghost Fleet is already there, circling their most sensitive military sites, waiting for the green light to erase their entire air force from existence. In 2026, if you can't see the enemy, you've already lost. The sky belongs to the Raptors, and the ground belongs to the Lightning. While the world waits for the first explosion, the real war has already begun in the invisible spectrum of light and sound. This is the digital blackout, a masterclass in modern electronic warfare designed to turn the entire Iranian military into a headless giant. The Pentagon hasn't just sent planes, they have moved a staggering 1/3 of the entire global fleet of E-3G Sentry and EA-18G Growler, electronic attack aircraft, into the theater. In a modern conflict, if you can't communicate, you can't fight. The E-3G Sentry is the God Eye in the sky. Flying at 30,000 feet, its massive rotating radar can track every single Iranian takeoff, every missile launch, and every ship movement from hundreds of miles away. It is the ultimate brain of the operation, coordinating hundreds of U.S. jets simultaneously, ensuring that no Iranian suicide drone or fast boat can even get close to the fleet without being intercepted. But while the E-3G Sentry is the brain, the EA-18G Growler is the nerve gas. These specialized jets are the most advanced electronic jammers on the planet. Their mission is simple: total electronic silence. Using high-powered jamming pods, the Growlers are designed to literally fry the radar screens and radio frequencies of the Iranian defense network. Imagine being an Iranian general in a bunker in Tehran. Suddenly, your screens go to static. Your encrypted radios emit nothing but high-pitched screams. Your cell phone networks die. Your satellite links are severed. You are now blind, deaf, and mute. This is electronic saturation. While the Growlers scream through the atmosphere, they create a digital shield that prevents Iranian missiles from even locking onto U.S. targets. This is the most terrifying phase of the 2026 deployment. While the bombs are falling on strategic targets, the Iranian military won't even know they are under attack until the ground starts shaking. They will be trying to call for orders that will never come, looking at radars that show nothing but ghosts. The U.S. has pulled the plug on Iran's digital life support. In the first hour of the strike, the only thing Tehran will hear is the sound of their own silence. The blackout is here, and it is absolute. If the Tomahawks are the scalpel and the stealth jets are the ghosts, then this is the sledgehammer of the gods. For years, Iran has built its most sensitive military and nuclear assets deep inside mountains, believing that 200 feet of rock and reinforced concrete would keep them safe from American intervention. They were wrong. Today, the Pentagon has moved its most destructive heavy hitters into striking distance, positioning a fleet of B-52H Stratofortresses and B-1B Lancers at strategic hubs like Diego Garcia and Al Udeid in Qatar. We aren't just talking about carpet bombing, we are talking about deep earth erasure. The U.S. has officially deployed the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, MOP. This is a 13-ton monster of solid steel and high explosives. It is the largest non-nuclear bomb in the U.S. arsenal, and it exists for only one reason: to destroy the undestroyable. The GBU-57 MOP is designed to be dropped from a high altitude, using its massive weight and GPS guidance to accelerate to terminal velocity. It can punch through over 200 feet of earth or 60 meters of reinforced concrete before its delayed action fuse detonates. Imagine being in the Fordow or Natanz nuclear facilities buried deep beneath a mountain, thinking you are invincible. Suddenly you hear a whistle that turns into a roar, and a 30-foot steel spear pierces through the mountain like it was made of butter, exploding in the heart of the complex. This is structural decapitation. While the B-1B Lancer uses its supersonic speed to saturate the surface with hundreds of smaller precision bombs, the stealthy B-2 Spirit acts as the primary bunker buster bus, delivering the MOP with surgical precision. This isn't just about winning a battle. It's about erasing the very foundations of the Iranian military machine. The U.S. has sent a clear message to Tehran. There is no mountain high enough and no bunker deep enough to hide from American steel. If you're under the ground, you aren't safe. You're just in a pre-made grave. The hammer is raised, and it's coming down hard. Amateurs talk about strategy, but professionals and Master Army talk about logistics. This is the final piece of the puzzle, and it is the most terrifying signal the Pentagon could possibly send. This isn't a one-day surgical strike. This is the assembly of a war machine designed for a multi-week sustained air campaign. The U.S. has officially deployed a record-breaking fleet of over 85 KC-46 Pegasus and KC-135 Stratotankers to the region. These are not just planes, they are flying gas stations that create a permanent iron bridge in the sky. By having 85 tankers in the air, American F-22s, F-35s, and B-52s never have to land to refuel. They can stay over Iranian airspace for 12, 18, or 24 hours at a time, raining down precision fire without ever giving the Iranian military a moment to breathe. This is total aerial saturation. But if you're going to kick the hornet's nest, you need a world-class shield. The U.S. knows that the second the first bomb hits Tehran, Iran will launch a desperate rain of fire, a massive retaliatory strike using hundreds of Shahab and Fateh ballistic missiles against U.S. bases in Qatar, Jordan, and the UAE. To counter this, the Pentagon has moved an unprecedented number of Patriot MIM-104 and THAAD Terminal High Altitude Area Defense batteries into position. These systems are the shield of iron. While the Patriot handles the cruise missiles and drones, the THAAD system is designed to intercept Iranian ballistic missiles high in the atmosphere, even in space, before they can touch a single American or Allied soldier. By combining this refueling bridge with an anti-missile shield, the U.S. has effectively neutralized Iran's only real leverage. They have prepared for a war where their planes never stop flying and their bases never get hit. Trump hasn't just sent a message. He has built a self-sustaining fortress in the heart of the Middle East. The logistics are set, the shield is up, and the clock is ticking. The next move is Iran's. The world is watching, and the wait is almost over. The steel is in the water, the ghosts are in the sky, and the silent killers are waiting beneath the waves. This is the Master Army Definitive Report on the most massive military mobilization the world has seen in over 2 decades. We have shown you the USS Gerald R. Ford's EMALS technology launching waves of fire, the Ohio-class submarines loaded with 154 Tomahawks each, and the F-22 Raptors already circling the S-300 and Bavar-373 radar sites in the dark. But now we have to ask the trillion-dollar question that defines the fate of 2026. Is this the ultimate masterclass in maximum pressure by President Trump? A move designed to break Tehran's will without firing a single shot? Or are we witnessing the final, irreversible hours of a countdown to a regional conflict that will rewrite the maps of the Middle East forever? The board is set, the pieces are moving, and the red zone is officially active. The next move belongs to Iran. The world is watching, and the wait is almost over.